interesting, most challenging, most difficult job that you ever undertake as a parent? Because you are now programming a human mind, but it is also the most rewarding job that you ever done. Because you see the success of creation in your hand. But what happens is, what you and I used to be a big problem for our parents. We've been through those problems. We don't want our children to do those. But see, what we fail to realize, we, all of us, a 14-karat gold ornament, make it 24 karat. You have to put it in the fire. You have to beat it. So that piece of gold, supposing it put down, it must be saying, let me go, I'm okay, I'm happy. Let me be a 14 karat. What's the problem with you? Have you noticed our children often talk like that? And then it becomes 18 and 22. Gold must be saying, enough, enough. Just a minute. But the jeweler has got a glint in his eye. He said, no, he puts you in the now aqua regia. That's HNO3 and sulfuric acid, 3:1, and then again in the fire and beat it. I'll give you a simple Vedantic. You all are seeing this Vedanta coupled with IB. I know most of you must be thinking, how can you put Vedanta and IB? Actually, it's not complicated because we don't know about it, so it sounds very complicated. Vedanta. You all are living Vedanta anyway, but we don't know. We don't put our finger into it. I'll give you a simple example. You want to take an elephant from, let's say, point X to point Y. Now, elephant must not be wanting to go, isn't it? So the mahout who is riding the elephant, he somehow knows how to take that elephant. Elephant must be wanting to go and attack yours on my orchard or banana plant and eat it up. But mahout is guiding him to go where he wants it to go. How do they do it? What's the simile in Vedanta? It's your intellect versus your consciousness. We are 7 things. Manas, mind, chitta, consciousness, intelligence, buddhi, ego. And the other 2 are breath and meditation. These are the 7 things we are. So notice, mind, intellect, and consciousness, etc. coming in, and this is the ego, this is the self. When the ego bends like that, that is I consciousness goes away, you become who? Buddha. Have you noticed Buddha, the divine mothers, as per the Hinduism, the pictures, you will always find they're like this. What are they saying? What is the God of the mother, Krishna, Durga Mata, Shiva's, this hand means? It is telling us, Vedantic ways, you've heard this, but we don't believe in it. Mango, tere ko kya chahiye? He's asking us, come on, tell me what you want. Tathastu. What do? You and I say, I'm going to Mumbai, and you see on the highway, by the way, this is DCP Tambe sir and Mr. Tambe. DCP Tambe sir is the Deputy Commissioner of Police of the entire expressway. And ma'am is looking after as the Pune Division Regional Manager for Development, entire planet. They have been our parents for a long time. went to Satara as an SP, and from there he took special permission to come back just because the children's education here. They were already studying here for about 2-3 years, had to go and now come back. And we have Ravi sir here sitting. He is also an ex-fighter pilot from the Indian Air Force, Air Commodore Ravi sir. And whenever he comes to Pune, he comes and attends our session. Now, just think. We have to bend down this ego to join it with this self. And what are we doing? We see that on the expressway a sign, tire burst may cause injury to your life. So what are we thinking immediately? I hope I don't get a tire burst. So what are you asking, Divine Mother? You'll be surprised how powerful is your thought. Vedanta is saying so. I'll share with you a little bit. Now the elephant, how is the Mahut training? If you notice, very rarely some dumb Mahut will use that Ankush. You remember that Ankush with the spear to pull the ear? They just tap it. And the elephant knows. You could do another thing to the elephant. I don't know if you are aware how wild elephants are trained. It is similar to yours and my life as a human being. That's why I'm quoting about it. When they catch the wild bull elephant, they tie up the elephant in a huge tree. Two understandings from this. But they tie up the elephant with iron chain. You must have seen it. I don't know if you know, inside there are strong spikes. Every time they pull, it pierces the flesh and creates wound. So they don't want hurt, so they stop pulling. Similarly, I had a mother came to me almost 20 years ago. Sir, can you make, he was studying then in, I think, 2nd standard in Bishop School. Can you make him courageous? I said, I don't have to make him. He is already courageous. No, sir, you don't know. He is always hiding behind me. I said that could have 2 reasons, but I'll not explain now. Let's see, you put him. So she removed him from Bishop and started training in our school. Within 2-3 days, one day mother again came, sir, how's he doing? I said, come, let's see. So we called him. There was a mango tree. This was in Koregaon Park. We had lots of trees, lots of mangoes. And this mango tree had a branch, very big branch, at this height. From the branch coming up and a branch going up. You've seen trees like that. So I told him, want to climb? He said, yes. And then immediately what he did, he looked at mommy. Confirmation from mother. Mother did this. Just imagine this guy, he climbed up there, put his legs around, he laid down straight away. He was so scared to climb. You and I must have been monkeys. We would have been running up and down there. But he was so scared. And he took it. I said, come on. He took one push forward and then again looked back at mommy. Mommy was standing next to me there. And mommy did this. Child immediately said, Mama! And mommy said, sir, he's crying. I said, listen, you go back inside that office. You don't stand here. Otherwise, he'll never grow out of it. She said, no, I will not do it. I said, no, let's break the session. You already planted a nice seed into him. Let's go back. We'll do it again. After about an hour or 2, she must be feeling very bad. She realized, got the message. We came out again, and this child started climbing. In about 1 year's time, I had 3 Britishers, 2 Italian children. They were like monkeys. They could climb any tree right on the top. So this boy, I kept sending him along with other training. Come on, you can be with them. And let's see the day when you can defeat them. In terms of climbing, who can climb to the top of the tree first? It's just a basic thing. Meaning, I can do it, not I can't. We often tend to do that. And that's called the physical boundaries. Intellectually, the same thing. You know, at the end of that year and a half, 2 years, this boy became the leader of all those 5 monkeys. He could beat them. And he was very good in intellectually anyway. So what happened? All we told him, you can. You may not have been doing it yesterday. That's okay. You can start now. So what did the Mahout do? Mahout trains the elephant. That's called education. Who is the Mahout? Mahout is the consciousness, Vedanta. Who is the elephant? Elephant is the intellect. Like, let's say you made a New Year resolution. I'm going to get up at 4 o'clock and Dr. Ghosh is eating up my head. I must meditate every day for 1 hour. I'll do exercise, walking and then meditate. Before children get up 6:30, I would have finished this. You made your resolution. Intellect. In the morning, as the alarm bell goes 3:30, intellect is saying, come on, get up. Body is saying, you never asked me. Do you mind? I want to sleep a little more. Intellect said, you made a promise. He said, I didn't. You did. You're the one who's done it. I'm not going to get up. And who's more powerful? Years-long habits of your body is much more powerful. Intellect says, okay, maybe next year then. Goes. Where does Vedanta come in here now? Vedanta is concentration, willpower, with truth and love. Have you noticed when you walked in, there's Swami Vivekananda's picture. Below that, it is written, nothing can resist. No one can resist truth, sincerity, and love. Your worst of the enemies will melt down in front of you. Can you see the great adventures that you and I have seen by our great masters? They all have been approached by pretty tough people, no? You know, Valmiki, he used to go and kill people. You know about that story. Till Narad Muni came down and told him about who's taking the responsibility of all this killing that you're doing. He said, my wife, my parents, my children. He said, go and check with them. And all of them said, it's your duty to feed us. I don't know how you get the money. Father said, what? You kill people to feed us? Get out from this house. So he woke up. Same thing happened to Buddha. Buddha was going into the forest. Everybody said, don't go, sir. Angulimal is there. He'll kill you. Buddha smiled. He told him, he kept walking. Angulimal saw him. Something told him, don't kill this guy. So he said, stop. Don't come any more closer. Buddha kept walking. He said, don't you know who I am? He said, I know who you are. I wonder if you know who you are. He said, what? Don't come anymore. I'm going to kill you. Same thing like Ratnakar's story happened. Angulimal became one of the best bhikshu of Buddha. You will find stories like this, lots of them. The 12 disciples, apostles of Jesus Christ. I don't know if you've done a little study. I have been trying to find out the depth of what did make these masters tick. You'll be surprised. One was a thief. St. Thomas is to be selling fish. And he used to cheat the people. You know, fishermen always supposed to cheat while selling it is going on. And from there, look at where they are. Come on. They are the greatest of the apostles. And transformed totally. That transformation takes place with that truth, that sweetness, that sincerity with love. We all have love, but unfortunately our love is getting guided towards more on the physical sense than the spiritual part. And you say, come on sir, let's face the world, this is reality. What we are trying to ask all of us, when you come in to go to the beyond the material world, we are all stuck in this material world. What is that? Good body, good health, no sickness, no fever, no suffering, nobody insulting me, everybody smiling and say how good, how kind you are, praising me. And very nice bank account, lots of houses, maybe 2 houses in America, 1 in New Zealand, 1 in India. I'm doing very well. But Vedanta saying it is anitya, it is not permanent. And not only that, it is just shan, only one moment it will be there with you. After that it's going to go. So what stays is the good work that you do, is the good planting of that vibration that you give it to the kids. And that's where we are coming out, the secret to excellence. Have you realized behind every successful man, this is the Western world, word goes on to say, there is a woman. Vedanta says, yet it is the Matri Shakti, is the mother, and the father is the backbone. Without the backbone, we are like a worm. Father is the backbone, mother is the heart and the attitude. That mother told the child, so the child stopped doing it. This concept of living with purity, you and I, if we do it, it's something like, you know, in these services, police, army, air force, navy, the general doesn't say, go and attack. Meaning bullets will be faced by them. The general say, mere piche piche aao. I am the leader. I will face the first bullet. Can we have that moral fiber into the kids? How do you do that? How do you create it? So we have a little, it's an enormous topic, but we'll try and limit it to a couple of things, because this world that we are growing up today and the world that you and I were students is totally different. We'll show you a glimpse of it. And you need to continue to interact. You notice in this school, we call it the inner power, not the external discipline. Inner discipline. What is the external discipline? If the traffic police guy is standing there, everybody is very good. If the guy is missing, chaos. Light is on or not. And sometimes light does work, meaning lights are working, but light working in our mind. There is a green light. I hardly drive. Yesterday I said, let me drive for a while. And I was to go straight. I was in the straight lane. There was a green light. Turn to the right, was written there red. You know that is red. And this guy from extreme left, he came in front of everybody and went to the right. Where is this? This is called influence of external discipline. If the police guy is there, then I'm okay. Mommy and daddy is there, I'm okay. The moment mommy and daddy is missing, teacher is missing, principal is missing, chaos. You and I have been through it. What about inner discipline? Bharat is Brahma Jyoti. You and I are supposed to be immersed into it. I can't do it. This is wrong. This sense of righteousness and the wrongness, you and I, ma'am, sir, have to live it without being a strictarian or a Gandhian or something like that. There's nothing bad in being strict or Gandhian, but can we be kind and establish it? The kindness. So we are mixing IB with Vedanta. Principles are both. IB is doing a similar thing on the footstep of Vedanta. And that's how it is easy for us to marry them too, to bring them together. We are not perfect. You're not perfect. So what? You go for a 40 kilometers marathon race. It doesn't mean the first day you run 40 kilometers. I know, sir and ma'am, both of you and many of your parents participated in that marathon race recently, done about 15 days back from the school. Lots of you did. But you don't run straight away 45 kilometers. So you don't become perfect parents straight away. But can you start with one step? 500 meters, 1 kilometer, maybe 5, 10? Start. Start by saying, I need to know more. Let me ask some questions. Most of us, what happens is, supposing something is disturbing your child in the class. Not happy. Any school, and especially this school, you must bring it to the notice because you're the mom, you're the dad. You know something is not okay. We say, why call up Dr. Ghosh or Sadhu Man? It's just a small thing, theek ho jayega. Wrong. You know, a child's mind is not like an adult mind. Adult mind is like a block of ice. You make a deep cut, give it time, it'll melt and it'll seal up. But not on a wet concrete, which is a child's mind. You leave a little imprint, it stays. So create happy memories of growing up. Each one of you, sir, ma'am, will remember some act of kindness in your life by your teacher, by your parent. Don't we? All of us. You also remember when you were harshly punished. I still remember. I used to be very mischievous, very naughty. That's how I got into this line. I used to be like Ravi sir, a combat pilot. I started saying, why are these kids going down? I was teaching internationally. I could say Indian children are doing much better. But why is the country going down? And that's how I started on this journey. And I realized how much of suffering was it for my learning. And I think each one of you must have faced that. That's why we are here together. Despite we don't advertise at all. It's because you had a thing in your mind. You said everything is not fine. Can we make a change? Can my child have a different kind of a line? Yes, they will. But you and I have to persevere continuously. Keep on at it. Read, discuss, talk, visit, to put in new data, refreshing data, will give you new ideas. And your mind, your consciousness is infinite. Your mind can choose new ideas. Your child's mind can come out with different ideas, which we don't know. So we tend to tell them what to do. In this school, which is called collaborative learning, every child discusses. Another few months' time, you will find PYP5, they're about 9 to 10 years old kids. Every time I hear them giving a presentation for about 3 hours, they speak non-stop. I get amazed. I actually cry. Seeing your kids doing so well. I don't find even one mistake. Not like I'm a mother that I never look at their mistakes. No, if there's a mistakes, I will call them and tell them. But I really find them amazing because we give them that freedom and we say, you can. Think differently. Think out of the box. What is this word you keep hearing? In the box, out of the box. In the box is what? Curriculum, books, teacher teaching, one blackboard or a whiteboard with a marker pen or a chalk. Maximum latest is a little bit of internet and Googles and something like that. Now, out of the box is get out of that box, which is created by the ambience, environment, school, parent, college, etc. Think out of it. Can I be different? Can I come out of a different idea for the same problem? Let me think. I was amazed. This girl, she's in 12th grade, Maria Remani, many of you would know her. Doing brilliantly well, came out from tiny baby's age here. Somewhere after 10th, she did brilliantly well, now in 12th grade. She got an opportunity to go back to Hong Kong. She came from Hong Kong as a tiny baby. And now she is good, strong enough to face the world outside. I said she's ready, but I would prefer she completes her DP here. There a lot of discussion, a lot of things, and then Papa and Mama said, okay, let her continue here. Younger sister was also a little younger, both of them are doing. You know, Maria Rahmani for the last 3 years, from 9th standard till now, started with HR ministry, Kapil ji. They chose 6 students from the whole India, all the schools, to come and be a member of the HR education board to choose what curriculum should be for SSC, CBSE, ICSE, or GCSE. And Maria has been chosen one. Every year it's supposed to change. She's continued to retain her status. Yesterday she came down, Principal Ma'am rang me up. Sir, Maria wants to talk to you she needs some ideas. I said, send her. So she came. She said, sir, I want to create something. And this is called out of the box. She said, I want to create, as a part of her design technology, a cupboard for people who are suffering and can't move, walk on a wheelchair. But I want to make a cupboard which he should be able to or she should be able to access it just by sitting on the chair. I said, okay, tell me. And when she talked about it, when she talked about her research she has done, I was amazed. She's come out and she's saying, sir, would you help me making it? I went around the market. I said, how long have you been searching? She said, about 60 days. I said, that's your first mistake. You should have come and talked to me within a week's time. You do the search, research, find out difficulties coming up, come and talk. And yesterday, within an hour's time, her entire problem is solved. Our school, carpenters and everybody else is helping her to make it. She has made a design that the cupboard door will open as somebody, he can sit and pull a knob. The cupboard door will open up. And that top railing, which may be 7 feet tall, but the whole railing will come down to his level. So his suit, shirt, pant, sari, whatever it is, will come down to her level. She can choose like this. She'll pull that, it will again go up. Then she's made drawers that as she pulls one drawer, the whole drawer will come out and lift itself from down there, because getting down and doing it will be difficult, no, for a girl or a boy. Maybe the chair will tilt and fall. So the whole drawer will come up to her level. She's made 3 drawers like that, at different height. She said, all the carpenters telling me, first get me this gadget, I'll fix it in a board. She said, sir, I don't know how to get the gadget. I tried to do service, I can't find it. I said, don't worry, it will be done. I called those guys. I have lots of those people working in the school. They are permanent staff members. He said, pick nahi karo, ho jayega. How many days? 6-7 days. She was amazed. Really, sir? I said, you relax, it will be done. But you stay in touch with them. I'm talking about this out of the box thinking. I could, in all these years, never think of it. For a wheelchair, how can I make a cupboard? Honestly, did anyone of us think of it? I never thought. She didn't either. I have some of the PYP5 students. Yesterday, one of the girls came down to me. She's 9.5, grown up from mother's womb in this school. In the sense, mother came in training from mother's womb time onwards. Abhimanyu concept. At the age of 6, she wrote criticism on Mahabharata. Can you believe? I couldn't believe myself. I talking about it, but mommy believed in it and mommy worked with it and kept coming, and we inspired her. She's 9.5 today. She's written an article, it's with me in the computer. You know what she's talking about? Why is there inequality that some girls and boys are walking around in the street and begging for money and doing a little gymnastics to get little money, and I'm sitting in a car and traveling? Why? And she's writing article on that. And what should we do to bring? And it's so beautifully, powerfully written. I'm talking about that out-of-the-box creation is by mom, by dad, and by the child's own work. You create that ambience. Let's get on with this. So that training with the concentration and the willpower, with the concept of the mind coming in, is called the Vedanta, and the physical Western science and the technology join them together. And you find a beautiful child is emerging. May not be perfect today. So what? How many of us were very good in, let's say, writing in the school, college? Or spellings? You know what was our status. You look at the adults today. We are all adults now. How many adults do you find who loves writing? We force our kids, brush your teeth, brush your teeth. How many did brush our teeth in our childhood? So I'm not saying do that wrong thing. I'm saying do it differently. And that difference is called kindness. You come up with the word, you can. What? Anything. If you can dream it, the child can dream it, child can do it. We're talking about what are our expectations from our children? School, family, life. We all want happiness. We want abundance of so-called material comfort. And we want no sickness and disease. And we want a happy sons and daughters married with 2 kids, like something like that, doing a good job. So apparently the whole training is going towards material expectation. But it has to come from truth, sincerity. Then you will find that love will come and no one can touch you. You will grow, because something from the divinity, the supreme consciousness will participate. How does it happen? Vedanta tells you how does it happen. It's never old. What is the child's expression from their own life? Ask them. Let them say, Superman. At the moment they say, we laugh. I want to be astronaut. Let them. I remember, I didn't know anything about Air Force. I was, like many of us, in the school and the college, I joined the Army NCC and soon become under officer cadet, and I was doing very good. So I got selected for 26th January, and there I saw aircraft fly past and all that. I said, wow. And I forgot. I said, what? Me? Flying? No way. Most of us think like that, no? In the ocean is calm. Little bit of underwater current, little bit of wind, starts to ruffle the ocean, becomes little bubble, becomes little froth, becomes a little wave. Who this? You and me. Vedanta is explaining. How is this wave? Like a little baby. Till about 1 year, 1.5, 2 years old, most of us didn't know there are other babies too. So this little froth in the ocean, the little wave as it's taken birth, doesn't know any other wave. Slowly as it is going up, maybe 2, 3 years of age, starts to see. And as you see, with the babies as we're growing, we love to go and push someone. Bite somebody. Have you noticed this tendency in the younger kids? Power. I control you. This is called animalistic brain function. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious brain function. Now the baby knows there are other waves. So he's grown up a little bit. And he's growing. He becomes teenager. Little bigger wave. And then suddenly he says, wow, my father and mother, big waves. I wish I could be like them. So I asked the kids, why do you join the school? They said, to learn. I said, very nice. Why do you want to learn? So that we know more. We have more skills, more ability, foreign language, computers, sports. I said, very good. Why do you want to do that? So we will go to college, university, study, get a degree. I said, okay, but why? So when we get a degree, we can go to universities and we'll go to higher studies. I said, why? So they said, sir, then we can get computer, business, doctor, engineer. I said, why do you want to become that? They said, sir, to get a job. I said, really? Why job? To earn money, of course. I said, okay, that means you joined the school to earn money. Who's feeding this? They didn't know, that little wave didn't know. We are doing it. Not only that, we as parents who are a little bigger wave, telling, can you see that wave? It's too big. Maybe Dhirubhai Ambani. We can't be like them. We are small. We are middle class. We say, no. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Brahma. You can. Western science, Vedanta. Success comes in can. You seen those juice cans? We say, it's a Western world saying, success comes in can. Tell your child, you can. You can. Okay. Go ahead. Imagine, I have every morning children visiting. Today, some kids came. So one of them was doing little coughing. I said, who's coughing? I was too busy going through this. I didn't look at them. And as I looked up and I said, okay, who's coughing? There were 2 of them, both girls. She said, me, sir. I said, do you like the cough or do you want it to go away? I want it to go away, sir. I said, do gargle 3 times. You will feel very good throughout the day, at least 3 times. Start right now, he'll give you a little water and salt. If you do it 6 times, tomorrow you'll be totally cured. He said, really? I said, yeah, do it and see. The other girl, she said, sir, how are you today? I said, ma'am, very bad. She said, why? I said, you never come and stand next to me. How can I feel good? She said, sir, but today parents are coming. Parental workshops are there. Today I can't come. Tomorrow I'll come stand next to you. Can you imagine? She's about 9.5-year-old girl. Look at the sense of responsibility coming up. I said, very good idea. You come tomorrow. I'm talking about this sense of responsibility. We need to get it for them to start thinking different. This is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Is saying what? You are what your deep driving desire is. We all are what we desire to be. When in the army NCC I was doing very well, I was chosen by the comment of our NCC commander. There must have been some process, went to the center and they chose me to join IMA. I was jumping. I'm going to join army. My brother was in Air Force. He said, shut up. You're not joining army. I said, why? I like it. He said, no, you don't know. You join the Air Force. I said, as what? He said, combat fighter pilot. I said, me? Combat fighter pilot? He said, of course you can do it. I said, really? So I said no to army. No, I didn't have anything. I was already going to final year. And those days after graduation, you go for what career now? I was in second year then. Suddenly, my brother came and said, advertisement for Air Force. Go for the interview. I went for the interview. I got selected, various places. The final interview before I went for next 3 selection boards, sir would tell you, on the first selection board, which was the state level, I still remember he was a squadron leader. He asked me, why do you want to join Air Force? I said to join combat aircraft and fly. He said, have you ever seen a combat aircraft? I said, no, sir. He said, where do you want to fly? I said, I don't know, sir. It sounds very exciting. He said, have you seen one aircraft take off? I said, no. Landing? I said, no. Flying? I said, yes, sir. Those days, high up, small thing, and everybody used to say, aircraft. I said, like that, I've seen. He said, then why do you want to join? You don't know anything about flying. I looked at him. I remember what I answered him. I said, sir, I thought you were going to teach me how to fly. He had a good laugh. He said, selected. And you know what? When I got selected and I became an Air Force flying cadet, one of the officers who was a transport pilot with my brother came down and met me and congratulated. And he said, by the way, to become a combat fighter pilot is very difficult. Most of you would get suspended. I said, really? What is suspension? Either out of the Air Force. He put a very nice negative point. I said, what do I have to do so that I don't get suspended? I'm telling you, these impressions you and I are creating without realizing it. He said, never fail. I said, okay, what happens if you fail? He said, just out. I said, if you go out, how do you join back? He said, you cannot join back again. Unless you join as a soldier, then you can again come up, but it's very tough. I said, okay, then I'll join back again as soldier. He said, what? You want to join as a soldier? And he looked at my brother and he was laughing, meaning it was supposed to be a big joke. I looked at my brother, I said, what's wrong with it? Now, I didn't know it was a soldier, but the officer, nothing at all. He said, don't worry, you'll not fail. Later on, I realized, and just say, we became a pilot, no? So you are your deep driving desire is. And what your desire is, from there comes your willpower, Agya Chakra. This is Agya Chakra, Vedanta. What is Agya Chakra? Willpower. Agya Chakra is telling you, Agya do, main karke dikhaunga. He's waiting for you to tell. In the Western world, it is called Christ consciousness. In the Eastern world, Hinduism, we call Krishna consciousness. Krishna is saying what? Chapter 13, verse 10. Krishna is saying, Yoga Kshema. Meaning, says, whatever your deep driving desire is, if you surrender to me, I will give it to you. And he goes on to say, and no one can take it away from you. I will make sure it will stay with you. But these messages you and I were not given in the school college days. So we don't know anything about Vedanta Upanishad. That we are saying work hard, study till midnight. We all did it. We are successful to a small amount. But sir, ma'am, world doesn't know about us. But your children can be known by world. You must have heard, it is there in this computer. If you're interested, I'll show you. A boy has written a letter to me once he finished his 12th standard and got the result. He stopped the global world examination of IB in 12th standard and has stopped perfect 100 out of 100, called 45 out of 45. And he's saying, sir, thank you for giving me all those books and always telling me you can. Because everybody said, perfect. No Indian has done it for the last 48 years. I be with India. He is the first Indian to do it. We all smiled and said, of course you can. You have to only think you can. There's a girl, she's very good dancer, very good looking, very smart. She was choosing to become the president of the student council member. She competed and became the next step lower. She came to me, she said, sir, I'm very intelligent, but I don't feel like studying. And she's in the final year, 10th standard. They have to do a lot of work. What do I do? I said, very simple. How much is your total mark? He said, sir, 56. I said, very nice. You write what you think you can get. How much do you think you can get out of 56? He said, 56. I said, can you do it? Yes, sir. I said, write it everywhere in your house, including in front of the toilet, in front of the bed, in front of the dining table, everywhere. 56. Just write that number in a big white paper, different color. Just keep looking at it and think, I can. Just think. What you and I don't realize, the power of our will. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is saying that as your will is, so is your deed, your actions. And as your deed is, so is your destiny. Your future will be that. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is the largest Upanishad in our Hindu Shastra. Now, different form of matter. This is from Bhagavad Gita. In English, are created or caused secondarily by arrangement of the combinations of cells and molecules. You all know that. We all have done this. And these forms develop from molecules, molecules from atoms, atoms from electron and proton from life-tron, prana shakti. We all know a little bit about this. But the next part, I didn't know till I read it. And now I can see, this school is an example. Life-tron comes, prana shakti comes from thought-tron, chintya shakti. Western world says what? IB says, if you want to know what will you become 6 years from today, 6 years from today, what's your thought today? What are you thinking? So some of you may be a teacher, maybe an IT, maybe a businessman, maybe a lawyer. You're a parent. You thought about becoming a parent. And they say, you said, let's have a baby. Let's become a teacher. Let's become a computer specialist. And you did. But we don't make the connections. So we are trying to tell you, when you're guiding your kids and your own life, do that. It's very powerful. Today I know. All I have to think and believe in my thought, because your thought process is, if it is not, please understand that, if it is not impregnated with powerful belief that it will happen, it will not happen. It's like a baby. A baby is crying, maybe milk, maybe for cleaning up. Baby just cries, but mommy instantly knows. Daddy must be saying, give me some milk. Mommy said, no, he is wet. Let me go and clean him. How does mommy know? Mommies know. And you all are mothers, you just know. Same way, the Supreme Consciousness knows what you're thinking and works as per that. I'll give you a little more conversation on that. All creations come from the thoughts of infinite, who we call Supreme Divinity or Allah or God or whatever name you like to call. Scientists don't believe in God, they call it unified field. But they believe that this unified field has something driving desire into it. We are the children of this Heavenly Father and blessed with the power of thoughts. But we use it wrongly. How? Let's say you got 2 kids, and I'm discussing with my wife or husband. I said that younger one is really smart. Elder one is not that good. What did I do? I created his future just now. You could change the treatment by just thinking a little differently. By saying, today the elder one is not that good. But now he's going to do it. Why? Because why has he come to me? I am supposed to be the creator. So who created Shivaji? Jijamata. Amartya Sen, his mother. Or Kalpana Chawla. Or take any name, Vishwanath Anand, or Sachin Tendulkar, or Sushmita Sen, Aishwarya Rai. Everybody says it's my mom. The world beauty champion who's after 18 years got it. She said, it's my mom. You as the mother, father, mother means what? It's not kind of a female or a male. It's the attitude of creation. Father can do that, equally participate with mother 50-50, or maybe mother 70, father 30, that's okay. We're talking about this God-given power of man. This power surpasses human mind. You can't even think of it. I couldn't think of it honestly, that I could have a building like this. Some of you have been to Amritsar or earlier schools. Some of you parents have been there. It is a tiny bungalow. And from there we went to 4 bungalows. And from 4 bungalows, one of you parents came and said, sir, I think we should expand. I said, expand to what? A bigger building. I said, money? Where is the money? He said, that we have to organize. I said, but I don't have money. He said, sir, let's start working. I started praying and thinking, God, I don't have money, but I want a building. And just see where we are sitting today. You'll be amazed to hear, I didn't have any asset to give it to the bank to say against which you give loan. I just had a little flat, some 5-room flat. That's it. It was nothing. So the banker, look at the divine consciousness gift, said, they heard me talking. They said, will you mortgage your brain? I said, meaning what? Meaning you will not give your ideas to anybody else, only to Victoria's kids. I said, done. I'm not going anywhere. He said, done, we'll give you money. Just imagine, within 15 days, I got a sanction for this whole building. This is the power which is in you, which is in me, which is in the kid. We're talking about, but do not be passive and inactive. Remember that Lord, He has those who help themselves. You have to think about it positively and go ahead. Talking about the life energy. We can heal ourselves through this energy given by the Almighty. Any suffering. There are quite a few teachers, quite a few parents who came. They're here right now. They're here in the school. Terrible problems, issues. And we said, just think of it. Start doing this. It might look abstract to you because I can hold it, so I said this exists. You can't hold that thought, but it exists. Hold on to it. Have faith. It will change your life. They're miraculously cured. We're talking about that power is there. Look at this. In 2028, did you know? This is trend by the Western Bill and Melinda Gates is telling the world it's going to happen. Clark Fish, a British scientist, educator, has done this research along with his team on behalf of the Melinda Foundation. We are talking about expectations parents have for their children's school attainment, influence their children's expectations and achievement. And early expectations tend to persist throughout the child's school years. High expectation is not bad, but pushing the child for that expectation is bad. Talking about it, that you can, is an expectation, is your thought you're creating. And you smile and say, okay, you can do it. And if you don't, so what? We are there, we'll do it together. This is from 2015. You can teach a child any more than you can grow a plant. We can't teach a child. This is by Swami Vivekananda. The plant develops its own nature. You guide the child to develop his inner power, resilience, that intuition, inner guidance, inner tuition. We have home tuitions and all that. Inner tuition. Believe in that power and work at it. We do. I didn't find it easy to start with, but we did. We stuck onto it. We kept working at it. And today I can see I'm more assured that if I think about it, it'll happen. So I have to be very careful. I have to say, shut up, don't think of it. The moment it comes, I say, snip the tail off. The supreme consciousness power is with me. Just burn it off. Don't allow it. But you can help it to go forwards in its own way. You can help the plant by little trimming, little guidance, little support. Put a barrier around it when the child is little low. The plant is low. If you don't, cows and goats will come and eat it up. So put a little barrier. That's why I often tell you guys, when you suddenly said, I'm going to America, I'm going to Switzerland, I'm going to Australia, I said, it's a good thing for you, you're professional. But you're shifting the child. A child is going to go into that world now, and you are not going to be with the child in the school and the college. They're going to get that 10, 12 hours of bombarding from their thinking. So do you know today, as per Bill and Melinda Gates, it is there in the internet, called Shift is happening 2013 onwards. 5th graders in South, North, Canada, European belt and Australia, 5th graders don't want to study anymore. You know what percentage? As per Bill, their research is 69%. Children don't want to study. They want to what? Become rap artists. So that's why I tell the parent, you want to go, go. You want to bring them, take them there, go ahead on a holiday. 2 months, 3 months, we'll grant you. Couple it along with the summer holiday or something like that. But don't shift him from, yeah, he's doing so well, she's doing so well. Some parents listen to it. I have 150 plus parents like that. Some parents say, let me see, I'll try it out for 1 or 2 years, then I'll see. You're already creating. Because I've been there. 24 years in that ambience, and I've seen what happens to the kids. That's why you will find more and more expatriates are coming down to India, lots of foreigners. There is a center run by an American lady in Pune city called Genius Kid. She's got 42 kids, all foreigners and few Indians. Every one of them have come to us now. They say, we want to join your school. I asked them why. He said, I can see what we were wanting to do is not happening. We want it to happen here. I said, please come. You're welcome. They're all joining now. And notice, ma'am, we don't advertise it all. But the word gets spread. What is that word? Is the thought. And it will transmit. It's like a fragrance. Your thought will impregnate your child. So we are saying, expectations, as long as the realistic beliefs and judgments about what your child can achieve, My child will do good in studies. You think, you pray. We can pray, no? We do pray. God, 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 please take his fever off. We do. But I'm saying do more. Don't have to tell anybody. Silently pray. Your husband is having a little job problem or wife. You pray silently. Don't have to tell her. Once she comes down and says, by the way, do you know I was telling you that boss was really eating up my head? It's solved now. He's posted up. Don't have to say, bola tha na. Don't take the credit. Just say, okay, good. Mother is helping you. Aspirations or desires, wishes or goals. This is now Western thinking. I told you, Vedantic thinking. I'm joining the two. My child will come first in his classes if that is my desire. First is what? It's not number one grade. IB is not like that. But this is the Western mind. They're talking in terms of gradations in the class. I'm quoting it to you. See the difference. We are saying he should be achieving what is called peace, harmony, and bliss. The moment you have peace, harmony, and bliss, there is no shortage in their life. Notice, moment you're peaceful and happy, you're in good health, there's a nice harmony at home, you're smiling all the time, and everybody said, what are you doing these days? You say, why? I see you're always smiling. It happens to us, no? Establish that. In the Upanishad, they say a story, Vedantic tale. If you worship Mother Saraswati, Lakshmi will run after you. So notice, who wants more money? Those who are more knowledgeable, no? But if you keep worshipping Lakshmi, Diwali Puja just went by. We do lots of Lakshmi Puja. Lakshmi Mata gives us little, so that we keep worshipping her. Upanishads say, don't worship Lakshmi. You worship Saraswati. What will happen? Lakshmi Mata will get jealous. Why is this guy worshipping Saraswati? Let me give him a lot of money. Say he'll come to me. So she gives a lot of money. Upanishad says, don't look at her. You keep looking at Mother Saraswati. So she'll get more jealous. She'll give more money. It's just a tale to tell us a way of thinking. It's just a tale to tell us elephant can go anywhere. Your body can go anywhere. But your willpower, concentration, driving the intellect can achieve anything. I was delighted to hear some of you parents, Tambe sir, ma'am, all of them came down for that race. I was somewhere else, but I kept in track and I heard both of them were the first parent along with 150 odd parent came down. Some more parent came, another 100 parent, but they joined a little later, about half an hour, 45 minutes late. Our race started. So do that. You took that step. You're setting an example. Beautiful. He's saying we need to assess our expectation. Assess it. Reflect on it. What should you do? Reflection in the IB world is the same thing as the Vedantic world called meditation. Reflect. Think. And don't worry. Initially your mind will be bombarded with all kind of, you will be surprised how junk thoughts will come. Bad thoughts will come. And you say, my God, I could think that also. But they were all there inside your mind. But don't worry. Slowly they will go away. How? Take a bucket of water. Let's say Ganga Pani. Lot of mitti in it, no? Ganga Pani is pure, but the mitti is there. Now you leave the bucket. Let it stand still. After 2 days, you will find all the mud has gone down. Water is clear. All our junk will go down and we'll become clearer and clearer. Suddenly you will say, I could do it. And the moment you realize it, you say, you can also do it. You know what? This is called in the Western world, feel, felt, found. I used to feel like you. I felt differently when I started practicing. I find it today. I can. Mom and dad is doing this. The impact of high expectations. Expecting in the proper right manner without pressurizing. Children who are expected to succeed are far more likely to succeed. A Western world did a research. They found children who go to, in the Western world, church, temple, mosque, etc., are more likely to succeed than they don't go. Meaning they're learning how to focus my mind, how to know I'm not the doer, but I am the one who is supposed to be, through this medium, doing is being done. Parents and teachers' expectations have a direct impact on children's motivation to learn, their self-esteem and self-efficacy. High expectations also promote resilience to children who are considered to be at risk. You'll be surprised, one of the girls who is doing brilliantly well today in 12th standard, 10th standard she did brilliant, in 9th standard she was in utter dilemma. I can't remember, I can't study, something is bothering me, please help me. I lose all my notebooks, I don't know where have I kept it. I said, come on, you're such a grown-up girl. How come you've forgotten? I could have said that, no? And everybody in the school said, don't worry, we'll help you. We'll find it also. And that girl has passed that little hum, and now she is the model. Everybody follows her now. High expectations, more beyond preconceived expectations about what children can do and learn. We have certain ideas, but sir, ma'am, mommy, daddy, please remember, our children are not the children as we were in the school. They're different today. The world is different. I'll give you a little touch on that, if we have the time. Recognize that each child is different and has a unique learning trajectory regarding different support to learn and develop. One son may be not so good in maths, but you don't have to tell him you're weak in maths. You see, come on. The younger one may be saying, I'll do that sum. You have to manage that scenario. Younger one gets the shabash, elder one doesn't get put down. How do you do that? That's the process which we need to learn and practice. Each consider multiple ways of knowing and learning. Knowingness, learning. How do we do that? Not empty words. You have to just say, I can. Read, discuss, ask questions to people like us, anywhere. It's free of cost. Just come and talk. Don't think, why should I bother principal? Such a small issue. No. If it is bothering you, if it is bothering your child, it is a bother. You must take action right now. When do you take action if your child says, you say, what? You may be doing shopping and you may be very engrossed in seeing that product. What? You leave everything, take the child to the toilet. When? Right now. So when it is bothering the child, whatever it is, right now is the answer. Today, value children's strengths and differences. Not one of us are equal. We are all different, isn't it? Each one of them, a teacher in a class of 60-65 kids expects everybody to learn the same way and the same text. No, this is how the traditional schooling. Here it is called differentiated learning. Each group of 3, 4, 5 are coupled together and their learning styles are activated. By the way, we will put this presentation through Salisha will put it through our net, through the link. You can click on it, you will go to the YouTube and you can get the whole presentation for your further reference. Now these are the certain centers, there are 10 of them. You're supposed to 8 plus there are 2 more. which come up. They have each one of those intelligences. A child can be perfect 10 out of 10. But we grew up believing I'm good in maths, poor in English. Or I'm good in sports, not good in academics. We're saying now, every child can. This is called Every Child Matters. So, can your kids know everything? Now, this is a little bit of Western theory. What is 1 plus 1? Do you know what is infinity plus infinity? Can you comprehend? Some of you will understand straight away. All of us understand some concept and do not understand the other. If we take this positively, our lack of understanding can be a starting point to build skills and confidence. Start from wherever you are. Today, I'm pretty good in the computer. When I started, I didn't know anything. But I realized computer will be an important thing. I'm talking about 24 years back. And soon enough, some of the mothers, fathers like you, who are the computer specialists, we were talking. He said, sir, I'll come and teach you. When I come to drop my child, and the mother said, when I come to pick them up, I'll teach you. And I learned. And today, I'm pretty good. I can advise my computer specialists in some of the issues. I don't know their intricacies and the hardwares. I don't need to know that. But I know the concept. I'll say, this doesn't sound correct. You look into it. There will be an answer opposite to that. And we find there's always an answer. So we are saying, continuation of high expectations to every child, every day. This communication must be there. Communicate, talk to them. Sometimes we do that. Supposing I want to carry these 5 books, and let's say my son is doing like this, and daughter is standing like that. I will unconsciously give these 5 books to the daughter and then take it to my car. We don't realize I put down my son, and the son will do like that only and go away. Pick up his collar, put him out. Not by force. Give him. I want to give 2 books to one and 3 books to another. Who will take 3 books? You will see slowly the son will stand up. He will slowly raise the hand. You hold his hand. Okay, 3 books. Come on, champion, monkey, you take 2 books. She said, why? He said, come on, tomorrow you take 3 and he'll take 2. Handle it. But be careful. Expectations that are very high and beyond the capabilities of a child lead to pressure and stress. Simple example. If I hold your hand, let's say you kindly give me your hand to shake hand. I hold your hand and shake and then I pull. Whether you're a lady or a man, you will resist, won't you? If I pull or push, we as parents are pulling and pushing our kids unknowingly. But if I, after shaking hand, and say, by the way, I want you to see, I've done something nice on the tennis court. Divine Mother has given a new tennis and a basketball court. Want to see? You smile and you say, yeah. They come. I'll give you my finger. You meaning, not as a parent, a child maybe. If the child holds my finger, he'll go with me wherever I go. If you take to me with a kindness and a smile, you'll come with me wherever we go. So, be careful. This is the problem. This is what is happening in the modern traditional school concepts education. This is what you and I need to not put the pressure on them. So, why was this child forgetting everything in 9th standard? 2 reasons. Father and mother went in for a big quarrel. Today they separated. But we showed it to the child and talked to the parents. Listen, if you wish to be separate, it's okay. But don't be a quarrelsome couple where every day you're fighting. The child is not remembering everything. And the second, the child didn't know how to handle that situation. We showed it to the child, you can be a peacemaker. So what, mom and dad? You can do that. And see, from peacemaking, they came to a solution. Same mom, same dad, it transformed so nicely. Whatever was bothering them, it's erased now. I'm not saying, please understand this, I hope I'm not giving a wrong message, that divorce is the answer. Now, giving up is not the answer. Making it work is the answer. Everybody can give up. So, Elizabeth Taylor, famous film actress, she was the prettiest lady at that time in the world. She married 6 times. First husband was Richard Burton. And she divorced and married and married and married. You know who was her 6th husband? Richard Burton. Again, I made mistake. Let's get back together. And they lived till they died. Learn to cope up with them. We're talking about these expectations. So, constantly behind their kids and pushing them daily to excel in academics. Academic expectation is not education. So, developing into them a higher character, that's the Mother Saraswati or the divine consciousness, whatever you believe in. You may come from a different religious beliefs. Hold on to that belief. And every religious beliefs will give you a way. Religious gives the form of the religion. Religious, it means in Latin, a way of life. Just a way of life. So you may call jal, pani, tanni, water. You in French, everything means water. Everything takes you to one goal. The great masters, they say all religion is one. Parental pressure can have both positive and negative effect on the children. So we say be careful. Come and discuss. Talk to us. And don't wait. The moment you start to see it, you will see the telltale signatures. Come and discuss. Most parents worry about their child's future and equate academic success to attain the job/income security. It is not. How many people do you know in your school, college days who were not doing well at all? Or you may have failed, or were just grazing through, and some kids were brilliant. Now if you do a little comparison, I did. Where are those brilliant kids? And these middle class, low down kids are doing very well in life. Some of the brilliant kids are also doing, but very few. Majority of them give up. Why? Because they were put under a lot of pressure. I remember I was very mischievous kid. I used to be made to stand on the bench by my English teacher, stand on the bench, because I didn't know some spelling. I used to stand, and he used to come and mock, standing near me. I remember his name, Anil sir. He will come and stand and look up at me, and he said, everybody look how tall he is. I think he should always stand here, no? And everybody used to laugh. I used to tell silently in my mind, you know what? I'm sharing with you today. I used to say, I'll show you. In 10th standard, and because of these influences, I didn't want to study. Exams were coming up, I somehow grazed it, I cleared it. Because I was intelligent enough to just do adequate, I never wanted to do exam. 10th standard exam, I wasn't studying. I had only 1.5 months, 26 days left, and my mother was pulling her hair. My father said, don't worry, they will do well. My mother told my elder brother, he was studying in college, take him. There was a great astrologer. Go and meet him. Find out what's going to happen to this guy. Naturally, mommy, loving mother, is very worried. So my brother took me. I was very reluctant. I don't want to meet those guys. I was like that. Anyway, I went. Mommy has said. I went. He was blind. And his daughter was sitting, who is to read it out and he is to give. So my brother gave my Janam Patri. He heard from the daughter and he said like this. The brother said, what? He is going to fail. I got up and came out. My brother came out and said, what are you doing? Even though he's blind, he knows he's come. He's telling me, why did he go out? I said, what do you think? And you know what I said? I said, brother, I feel like slapping him. He said, what? How can you talk like that? Blind man, old. I said, listen, how dare he says I'm going to fail? I had that ego. I said, I'll show you. You know, from that day for the next 24, 25 days, I didn't sleep at all. I used to go out to sleep. My mother will come and give me a cup of tea or something. Those days there were no coffee and all that in our part of the world. And I stood second in the school. I got a first class. Something triggered me. What will trigger your child? You don't know. My mom and dad loved me as much as you and I love our kids. But something was missing. That something is called the key. You, along with the school, make the learning community. These are some of the pressures, perceptions of pressure. Learn through it on your own. They're technical, Western science, but very important. And now, here I'm talking about a Swiss lady. She is given a talk in TED.
Every single one of us here today knows something about families. Every single one of us is someone's child, therefore has experienced parenting. Some of us are parents and have our own children. I have 4. As human beings, we are all familiar with expectations. Expectations laid on us to succeed in life, expectations at work to deliver, to be effective, to know, not to fail. The expectations for parents to juggle personal and professional lives. Eat healthy food, prepare our children healthy meals every day, participate in sports, read books every night, and excel at work at the same time. Today, you have expectations for me, to surprise you, to reveal something new, to tell a secret of parenting you have not known before. You have those expectations. I have been an educator for 20 years, a mother for 15 years, 2 master degrees, 1 PhD, running 15 preschools in Latvia and Lithuania, 3 schools, author of parenting books. I bet this room is filled with thoughts, hopes, duties, and tasks. It's like a raindrop getting bigger, bigger, and bigger before it falls. And what do? Without noticing, we transfer all these expectations that we have on our children. When I was opening my first preschool, I was introducing a new concept of contextual education to parents, training new teachers, and assembling IKEA furniture at the same time. On one really hot summer day on a campus, a prospective family was being walked around, and they asked whose girl was roaming around, the one in winter boots and a plastic princess dress. I had to admit that I was the irresponsible mother, because in Lithuania we have expectations for how children should look and behave, and she was not meeting any of those. It takes guts to be accepting of who your child is, to be at peace, to let go. But I also have moments that don't make me proud of myself. My daughter is 7, and she loves to polish her nails. During the spring break, she had them polished and forgot to remove it after I've asked her to do so. Being the busy mother I am, I did not follow through. And there it was, the end of the break in the morning, and my youngest with the nail polish. I got upset since we were on our way through the door and I had no time to remove it. I said I was disappointed. I said I was angry. I shamed her. On the way to school, she sat in the back in the car, and instead of being the happy girl she is, she was quiet. She was not excited to go back to school. She greeted her teacher, and I saw she had her fingers turned inwards. She was so conscious about her nails. And I felt a stab in my heart. Why did I do this? I did not do this because of her. I did this because I was concerned and conscious of what the others will think of me. Credentials, education, and all. Just recently, I counseled a mother who was cooking 3 different dishes for her 3 children every day. She did not enjoy it. She was exhausted and she felt unappreciated. I told her to stop. Just stop it. It's been 2 weeks. She cooks 1 meal for everyone. Her children are still alive. She is much happier, both as a mother and as a human being. And it took so little to make a big change. The paradox is that more than anything in our lives, we want our children to be happy. We fear judgment. We fear disappointment. We fear failure so much that we have become constantly worried and stressed as parents. Today, we expect a kindergarten student to do what elementary students were doing just a decade ago. On one hand, we know that a child's brain undergoes an amazing period of development between 0 and 3, producing 700 neural connections every second. 700. We want to load this amazing speed train fully. Can anyone blame us? However, we forget one thing. Neuroscientists have also found that chronic stress triggers long-term changes in brain structure and function. Children who are exposed to chronic stress are prone to mental problems such as anxiety, depression, and mood disorders later in life, as well as learning difficulties. Famous psychologist Lev Vygotsky was the first to talk about the zone of proximal development. Children learn best when they're in the zone where tasks are not too easy and not too hard, where the goals are achievable with grit, determination, and passion. How can we make sure we and our children are in that zone? How to achieve that balance where the magic of joyful learning happens? I think I was approximately 7 years old, and my family and I, we were skiing in Georgia. We got up the mountain out there, and there on the very top was a huge storm. I completely froze and refused to ski down. My father tried to persuade me, but there was no way I was going to ski down in a storm like this. So he told me to close my eyes. He placed me between his legs, and we skied down together. He could have made me. He could have shamed me. And yet, he chose to be kind. And that's what I remember to this day. This is my memory of my father and my childhood, and it is my motivation to never give up. This simple question, what kind of memories do I want for my child, keeps me going, and should us all, at home, schools, everywhere. Is our parenting founded on kindness and generosity? Is our parenting founded on criticism and hostility? What is our habit of mind? What are we looking for? Are we looking for the things we can appreciate? Or are we looking for mistakes? Kindness makes our children feel loved. Not the degrees we have, not our concerns, not the number of after-school activities we take them to every day or homeworks we check. Kindness. That is our key story and key memory. Do you remember how many teachers made a difference in your life? 1? Maybe 2? 3? Imagine how our world would be different if only 3 did not make a profound difference. Children don't need a stress-free life. Moderate or good stress, such as studying hard and learning new skills, builds circuitry and more resilient brain. But prolonged stress wreaks chaos. Remember, kindness every single day. And for those already posing a question about encouraging laziness, I answer no. It will not encourage this. Human beings are born curious and creative. Have you ever seen a 1-year-old who gives up on walking? No. They get up as many times as needed, no matter how many times they fall. And they do. Because they are determined and they don't fear failure yet. What is failure? I oftentimes ask parents, why are they so stressed when it comes to parenting? They say they don't want their child to be a failure. But we impose our understanding of failure of mid-20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, to our 5-year-olds. They have to enjoy the carelessness of life. I have recently read a story of a very, very talented and young girl who got into Colombia, only to have gone missing 1 year later. She felt guilt and anxiety, but she could not go on pretending that she wanted to do things that she really didn't. Both she and her mother felt an enormous stress, and then a great relief when reunited after the girl had been found. It's a story with a happy ending, a memory created that will last for life. And even though I might have created an expectation for a magic trick, I have to disappoint you. Magic is the memory that we create now. I create memories just like you do. There is no perfect day or moment to come. If we keep waiting for a perfect day to come, it may never come. We will come back too late from work.
She's talking about expectations is something which we are driving the children, not like the expectation I was talking about. Setting high goal standards is good. First is self-expectation. I am born to be a winner. How did I get that feeling? I'm just giving you an example. My father took all of us out of the home at 4:30 in the morning, all my childhood, I remember. We had to, till 7 o'clock, run, swim, practice, play. We all played. We are 5 brothers and a sister. All 6 of us played for India. 2 are Arjuna Award winner. Both of them are Olympic gold medalists. I'm very good in sports. And he said, no sports if you stand third in the class. First and second is allowed. My third brother stood, I think some 7th or 9th or something. He was not allowed for a whole year. And do you know, that year he was chosen to represent India. Father said, no is now. He cried like hell. Papa, next year I'll do. He said, sorry. And imagine, for India ranking, he was chosen as a sports. He said, no, he didn't. But he went on to get Arjuna Award. He became Asia champion. He became a gold medalist. He worked very hard in sports as well as academic. Those days, our yardsticks were that. Today, we are saying excel in attitude. Excel through kindness. You develop the kindness, understanding, not just skills and ability. Kindness with skill. Expectations will automatically come with limits. You know, this my son can do. Raise it by 5, 6, 10%. So that I go a little more and a little more. You know what? This, whenever we would come back at the end of near 7 o'clock, Father will make us race 100 meters. My eldest brother was 6 years older to me. I must have been 8, 9, 10. And we will start, I used to say, I will start with them in the same rank. Father used to say, you can take a handicap. I said, no, I will run from the same rank. And I used to run. Father must have given them some signal. They were very good. I was also good, but naturally they're much faster than me. At the end, I was behind, and suddenly I used to go past them because they slowed down to respect my father's word. Father must have told them, let him win. He was very fond of me. At the end, he used to always tell me, didn't I tell you he will never lose? He will always win. Who told me he will always win? And I noticed in my life, time and again, I had this thought, I can't lose. I will win. Look at the school building. There was no way that we could have gone ahead and had it. Not possible in materialistic way. Where did it happen from? I said, I won't give up. It will happen. You know, some of you know about it because I take you as my advisor, like Tambi sir and Ma'am and Ravi sir, etc. The education ministry, there's some people who said, unless you give me this money, we will not give you this certificate. I said, why should I pay money? No, I have to feed that and give the minister. They always take the minister's name. I said, it is against my principle. I can't give you money. I haven't done anything wrong. I didn't. They said, okay, no certificate. I said, okay, we'll close your school down. I said, let's see how you do it. They couldn't close my school down. Our school stood first in Asia 5 years consecutively. And now, you know, those guys who were creating problem, they have been thrown out of this city, demoted by 2 ranks, and newspaper written about corruptions on them. They've been listed. But I held on to my faith. And now, the head of the education is saying, please tell me where to sign. Hold on to that truth, that purity, that sincerity, and love for everyone, including our enemies. You will see something will happen. This kindness will give. She's talking about it.
We will be tired. We will be frustrated. We will be exhausted and angry. And it may rain when we have planned a perfect walk in the park. Parenting is spontaneous more than anything else. Parenting is about the unexpected moments of bliss that we savor. When we decide to run a marathon, we don't run 42 kilometers on our first try. We may run 1 kilometer or just 500 meters. But just like all big journeys start with the first step, so does the journey of parenting. Hug your child, smile, bite your tongue when you are going to reprimand. It's only a dozen of minutes most of us spend with our children per day. Let those minutes count. Let us make those minutes a candidate for the best memory competition, an experience of unconditional love. Last week I was in Iceland, and at a conference I met a mother who said that she used to want her son to get the very best grades. She also used to tell him that she was too busy to do the things with him that he wanted and she considered were not important, like going for a ride on a tractor that he was asking her to do. And then she realized that better grades were her expectations, and tractor was his. And tractor ride it was. After a while, his grades improved. She told me not about the grades. She told me about the relationship she has with her son today and how let him go brought peace into their lives. She was able to create an amazing memory. You don't need to not have expectations. Always do your best. And when you do your best, do better. Children will see it and will live by example. You won't need to say anything. But when it comes to them, think about the future. Think 10, think 20 years from today. What do you want your daughter to remember? What do you want your son to remember? Teach them to ride a bike, to unsuccessfully bake a cake and giggle about it. Have a difficult conversation. Laugh today when you have gotten angry yesterday. Forgive, apologize. Teach values. Whisper, I love you more often than you think you should, and more than you have done before. Dare to create loving memories to last a lifetime. I have come to believe it's the one thing worth living for. Thank you.
So, remember, pressure, support, help, hinder the child. Which way am I looking at it? So what matters? How you say is what matters. What do we speak? You are going to have a tough time in your office. Even if you're working from home, whether papa or mama, you are going to have a tough day, you don't know how to handle certain situation. You're likely to get angry, but don't let it go into your child. As a combat fighter pilot, I learned a beautiful lesson. There used to be a lot of aircraft accidents. I don't have one accident in mind. I learned early in life one thing. When you leave home or leave the office's mess, whatever troubles you have, learn to switch it off. When you step into the fighter combat plane, switch on the plane switch. Switch off the husband, wife, or problem switch. Switch it off. When you get down, switch on again. So when you leave office, switch on the home. And when you leave home, switch on the office. It doesn't mean you cannot do multitasking. You can up to a certain stage. But your efficiency certainly will be different. So we are talking about what do parents feel pressure. You know, neighbors talking, how much marks did he get? Don't give in to it. Somebody comes and says, you know, so-and-so was, I have to go to them. He's my bottom, old, cool friend. But somehow my child doesn't like him. I'm saying anybody who doesn't like your child or your partner or something is not your friend. You make sure that if they are your friend and they respect you, they respect your family. And your family from there extends to worldwide now. So your neighbors will also become your friend. Everybody is your friend. So, fear and over expectations, job fear. Every parent wants their child to be on top. A little different. You remember in the beginning part of it, I talked about your thought power. What you think. If you have job fear or a peer pressure or loss of job or money rise or not rising and the country's inflation rate, my company is not giving me hike as per that, that is what will happen to you. But if you say, I don't know how, I am going to get enough, plenty, so much that I don't know what to do with that money. I'll give it away to people. Think that. What stops you from thinking that? Just watch how things happen. That's powerful is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which I covered with you in the beginning part. So we are talking about you as a parent, you are successful. He, she is the child is successful. A different message. And you feel that. It's okay. Can you tell me a child, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, who's not fallen down? But have you noticed their great desire to stand up and walk? Do they just keep lying? Unless mommy or the grandma, somebody is pampering that baby so much, they will look up at mommy and keep lying down. And then mommy comes and wakes up, then he's happy. Now, excite them to stand up. Come on. Now, this is Dr. Mark Prensky I told about, top educator, one of them is the Riga, a lady I told you from Switzerland. We talked to you about Swami Vivekananda, Vedanta, Upanishad. So combining Vedanta with IB. What's so difficult? Nothing very much. Simple stories. I asked the children, I told you the story about they say, we joined the school to earn money. And how much money? More than mom and dad. I tell them, okay, so you want to earn lots of money. How much? Lots, more than mom and dad. I said, okay. I'll give you 3 simple truths from Vedanta. If you do it, you will never be short of money. Are you ready? Who is ready? Everybody raises their hand. I said, first, you might not feel what's the connection, but just do it. Don't tell lies. Hold on to truth. India is the only country with Ashok Stamba written from Mandakya Upanishad. Satyameva Jayate. Buddha said, truth shall always win. How many adults do we know who don't tell lies? I learned it. I don't speak a lie. More than 51 years. I don't tell lies. And that makes, I realize today, in Bhagavad Gita it is given, 12 years if you don't tell lies. You will have a power, whatever you speak will happen. Speak that. I was waiting for when will 12 years come. It happened. But suddenly time just passed and I forgot about it. Today I realize it. So I have to be very careful. I can't speak anything just like that. Often you will say, you will see something, I'll smile, I'll nod my hand, I'll head, and I'll say, I'll meditate, I'll let you know later. If it is a complicated issue, I'll say, I'll think, I'll tell you. And you will see, you will get a beautiful message. Mark Prensky is talking about how to make our kids better to K-12 education worldwide. Like IB is worldwide. He is an advisor to the worldwide community. 150 communities got together, had a worldwide with 1,500 delegates conference. Me along with 2 other teachers from their school, we went and attended it. What's he say? Let's begin with what do you really have in your mind? You as a school, country, parent, neighbors, me, myself. What do we have in our mind? In that, the next slide is going to make you laugh. But it's the truth. And this is what Bill Gates is talking. I showed you the Bill Gates slide. He's talking about the same thing. He's talking about, do you want to create kids like this? We don't want. This is what it meant, what I told you Bill Gates said. 69% of the kids in South, North Canadian, European belt and Australia are school dropouts above 5th grade. So right from Bill Clinton's time, American presidents, George Bush, 2 tenure, and then came Barack Obama and the President Trump, I don't know as yet. But they all have been doing this commission. Why are children leaving school? And that's why this lady was talking about. They all want to become rap artists. Sensual pleasures. So let's begin with parenting style. That's what we're doing here. We started off with respect for elders, obedience, good manners, well-behaved, and that's called authoritarian parenting. This was our goal. We are saying, now, give independence, self-reliance, curiosity, and consideration for people around you, starting with grandparent, parent, servant, community, world, everybody. That makes them triumph, winner in the world. This is the will, not this one. So this is the concept the world has come about now, and by just joining the philosophy of the IB in this concept, you've seen what's happened last 5 years. We've been reading to the model school. IB, beautifully expresses in writing. All of you have seen those certificates with me. I don't announce it, I don't advertise it. And imagine 48 years it didn't happen, and one of our kids taught the world. Who are they? They're your kid. And he is telling in his own letter, it's here if you all wish. Think, how much will the world change 2028 or 15 years or 20 years from today? Are we preparing them? They need better means, better curriculum. So from attending a great school, we want them to connect with the world. And that's what we call apprenticeship to the world. To be successful, you as a job owner, CEO, operating manager, whatever, this is what you are looking for. So what we ask our kids in the world is, be an apprenticeship to the world. Starting from your home, from the school, be successful everywhere. Where? Everywhere. My sister doesn't understand. She's fighting, scratching, biting. Learn to appreciate. Learn to make friendship with your sister. My daughter, she's finished 12. Some of you have met her. This girl in 8th standard, she was operated for her brain, and I was told she will never understand mathematics because we had removed the logic brain. So when she was not doing good in maths, everybody said it's okay, expected. I wasn't keeping so much of attention, thinking everything is happening okay. But I never heard a complaint. In 8th standard summative assessment, she got 0 in maths. Naturally, it came to me. Now, we have every morning for 1 hour training for the teacher's professional development. And I take it, or one of the professional takes it. At the end of it, I always speak and summarize. We don't miss a single day. I told the teachers on that day, are you all aware my daughter, there are about 300 odd teachers, has got 0 in maths? So everybody thought I'm going to now get angry with them. I said, by the way, it's my fault. Just watch what she will do. I started doing everything what I'm telling you today to do. I believed in it, I started doing it. Do you know in 10th standard she stood 3rd in Asia and got 87 in maths? That's called around 6.9 grade out of 8. Did brilliantly well. 3rd in Asia, can you imagine? I couldn't believe it myself. I said, this is divine grace. Prayer has worked. I'm talking about this kind of a world of education, a different kind. And academically, what are they doing? They're automatically topping the world. 48 years topping an IB world examination is not a piece of cake. The world in your fingertips. Fundamentally change the idea of what global education should be, which means India too. India is not a separate identity. Many parents think, I want success in CBSE and IGCSE. I said, go ahead. And if you see on the right-hand side, behind the front fire, I've got a huge world map where all our kids in the last 6 years have been going to. Many foreign countries, you will find many Pune cities also there, many Indian cities, they're doing very well. So, education can no longer be an academic process. We need to empower our kids further by networking. So our children talking in French, to a school in Paris, they're talking in English to our children. They're learning English, we are learning French. They're talking to Berlin in German, they're talking to our kids in English. Or let's say somebody wants to do Sanskrit. Germany is very fond of Sanskrit. Now, kids are far more empowered because they have this gadget. You and I didn't have them. So they're different. Can you see this world? Our kids are today, from 3 years old, are doing Apple iMac. You know what is the Wi-Fi ambience of this school? Most top IT sectors don't have it. They have maximum 100, 110, 120 Mbps Wi-Fi speed. Over here, kids are enjoying 308 Mbps. So we are talking about go beyond this process to thinking, action, relationship, accomplishment. Automatically, if you worship Saraswati, you will do very good in academics, you will do very well in financial, so-called the real world. So we need to go beyond what you and I did. We did what? Let's see. We went to school from tiny kids' age, learn to write, Akshardan. No? We did Saraswati Puja and learn to write. We all know how to write. You know your friends, brothers, sisters, colleagues, parents. We know how to write. How many do you know who loves to write? What education is it today that what we learn in the school, we hate to do it? We learn to read. We know how to read. How many do you know can't sleep without reading? We'd rather watch TV and go to sleep. What about mathematics? This is called writing, reading, arithmetic. 3 basic things we learned. What about maths? Today our maths is share market, budget, maybe gold price, maybe foreign exchange, maybe pay and loss account or my bank account. How much money did I get? We go beyond what? The mess. Maths, English, science and social study. It's much beyond that. Why should it be? Because now we are no longer the children as we were in the school. They are the people with extended brain. They're going to work with it. Why can't the education be digitized? Along with all the skills. And these kids are already highly empowered. They're doing very well. We were told what? Act. Accomplish. Become first. Build your future. Work hard, otherwise it will crumble. Build your foundation. Be brain. Create future. Fix your problem. Seek help if you want. This is how we grew up. We are saying now, improve. Who? Other people. Inspire. Who? Other people. Join together. Persevere. Share, teach, learn. With that, what happens? If I teach all the other kids, drug is not good. Can I become a drug addict? Most likely not. Our children do a rally all around the school to say, stop smoking, waste of water, go to the villages, live with those people 1 week or 10 days and teach them personal hygiene. Automatically they'll come back. They're brushing their teeth because they're teaching them. So we are saying we can get things done through Google a lot today. So academic education not enough because it underestimates our kids tremendously, and it's a fundamental error to think that if we just change the academic education and perhaps a few little things like ice hockey or tennis or something like that, all would be well. It's an error. So it is time for new perspective. Change the world. Now in this, I will just cover so change the parenting style, go on to independence, self-reliance, curiosity, consideration. From there, go to there, making them triumph. Can our kids no longer, does not exist anywhere today. This concept what I talked about, it doesn't exist. Then what are we talking about? We can create it. You as mom and dad, we as a school. And now you know, the school is doing so brilliantly well, children are doing so well, no? Look at them. Look at their confidence. Welcome to this world. It's a different world. But remember, the power of you is within you. It's not out there. It's not the school. It's not the class teacher. It's not mom and dad. It's not the neighboring child. So my daughter, she came in 9th standard and said, I want you to change my section. I said, why? You know that new girl you brought in? She's sitting next to me. I said, so what's the problem? She's smart. He said, yeah, but she uses such filthy language. I don't want to hear it. I said, what language? She said, I can't tell you. I said, why? I can't even utter it. I said, okay, very nice, good. But why do you think God has placed that child next to you? She said, I don't know, you have done it. I said, I haven't. God has done it. He's done it maybe through me. Why? I don't know, you change the class. You know how the daughters will do? I said, champion, it's very easy for me and mommy to change your class. But I want you to understand, that girl has come next to you because you are the one who is to contribute in changing her world. That's called consideration for other people. You change her. Don't get influenced by her. Reluctantly said, okay. I said, whenever you have a problem, come to me, I'll teach you how to handle it. She came 2-3 times, then I forgot. After almost a year, 10th standard, I was walking around the 4th floor. I suddenly found she is with her hand around that girl and animatedly talking and laughing. So I didn't say anything. At night after the dinner, I asked, by the way, how's that girl? She's so good. I said, how's her language? Oh, 95, 96% she's good. I said, who did it? She said, I don't know. Must be school? I said, no. Who did it? I don't know. How would I know? I said, you monkey, you have done it. And that's what I wanted to do. Really? I said, yes, you know how to handle. You know what happened? She went and became the school student counselor. Chosen by who? By the students. You become our counselor. So what happened to this child now? I'm not talking about my daughter. I'm talking about each child. Show them you can. Handle that situation. Learn to get up and walk. Most important, discovering that secret power from within is schooling, is parenting. Discover that power from within. So remember the wave story? That small wave became little big and realized I can't be that big one, and going with the other waves, and suddenly he sees a big black mass with a mountain something in front. He says, what is that? So one of his friends says, oh, that's the shoreline. What's going to happen there? He said, you're going to die. I'm going to die? He says, yes, you're going to die. Everybody dies. Really? My mommy, daddy will die? He said, yes. My wife will die? Yes. This is what Buddha also asked. He said, then? He said, everybody dies. Then came a Vedantist wave. One of the victorious kids comes and says, do you want to not die? He said, yeah. What do you have to do? He said, stop moving. Waves have to move to go to the shore, no? They have to move. He said, become still. Become silent. What does meditation say? What does Buddha say? What does Paramahamsa say? Sit. Meditate for a while. So what happens? When the wave becomes silent and still, wave becomes a part of the ocean. Wave loses its identity. Wave had a little identity, but the ocean had oceanic, maybe 20,000 feet deep. Wave has become the ocean now. So entire property of the ocean belongs to the wave. And wave belongs to the ocean, and they're one. So this is what ancient Vedanta talks about. Chidoham, Chidoham, Chidanandaham. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupaham, Aham Brahmasmi. Existence, consciousness, bliss. You will go through the material world being fully successful, but you will have a detachment knowing the secret is within me. Secret is within this offensive child or that person. I have to awaken that. It's beyond the academic education. But don't lose the academics. It's a part of life. Beat them together. Become silent. Become still. Not all the time. Not run up to Himalayas. Everybody can run up. Can you imagine the hygiene of Himalaya? What will happen? Now, your Himalaya is within you. Your Himalaya is in the family. As a parent, as a mother, as the father, as the child, as the daughter, as a company, maybe a great officer. You bring it there. And you are show to our kids, you can. If you have any questions, thank you very much. Would you like to ask any questions? Should you have anything, you're welcome. Yes, sir. Please give him a mic.
Hello. Yeah. So, Dr. Ghosh, the question I had.
I can't hear you, sir. Can you increase the volume, please?
Hello?
Yeah.
Is this better? Okay. My question to you was, while you as the leader of the institution espouse these beliefs, the philosophy.
Why is this cool?
No, while you as the head of the school espouse these philosophy, the beliefs which you spoke about, and all of it makes tremendous amount of sense. How does it get practiced on an
Okay,
because
thank
a lot
you.
of your examples are individual to you, but the school is amalgamation of teachers, attendance, everything. So how does that become a way of life?
Thank you.
On an everyday basis in school?
Thank you. It's appears to be very tricky, very complicated, and it was my question too. When I started this, how am I going to disseminate this concept? They're very simple. Two thoughts, sir. Number one, I'm not the doer. I'm not doing it. This is what means brahmacharya. Brahma me acharu. Let Brahma do it for you. Let mommy bring the milk for the baby. What do? Do nothing? No, I will cry. I will pray. I will work. So what is the second step? It is called PD, Professional Development. That is what you will see our IB report. They don't know anything about IB Vedanta. They said your concept of offering the wider dimension of human spirit is truly congratulable. This is every day 45 minutes to 1 hour 15 minutes, generally 45 minutes to 1 hour. Every day morning, children come at 9:30, we come at 8:30. We start our prayer, little meditation, and this Vedantic training, plus other IB professional training, which goes on and on. We spend something like about 87 lakhs was this year. Till now, we have just finished 6 months for teachers training, for IB training, for localized training. We invite people. We will invite maybe Tambi sir or ma'am or somebody like one of you. Please come and share what you're good at. Share. We call it you as a resource center. Show your mind. If you say, I'm only a businessman. You say, good. Show them why do you want to do business? How do you make money? How do you do it honestly? Okay? Any other question? Thank you very much. Good to see you all.